Hello, everybody, and welcome to Betweenplays Stock Market Strategies. And today, of course, we have John Pasalacqua from First Phosphate. John, it's been a while. I'm so happy to see you again and have you here on the show. How are you feeling, John?
No, it's feeling great. It's good to see you again, Albert. And what I like the best is when you look at your picture, the two horns on either side, it looks like you're the bull. So the bull is back.
I didn't even do that on purpose. That's
It
hilarious.
looks awesome. I love it.
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't even see that. That's cool. All right. I was looking at your website and so many things have been going on with the company. I mean, it feels like you always had grand plans with it, and it was here, and it just seems like I don't know how you're doing that, but now it just seems that it's a higher level. Um, Robotics, data centers, energy storage. I mean, it's mind blowing, and I just saw Elon Musk doing the shareholders meeting, and he was talking about like the robots and where it's going in the future and the amount of money that he's getting. I think it's like $1 trillion by 2030. It's like the direction. And of course, it's always been a direction. It's almost like a dystopian future is coming to life in front of our eyes. I mean, what are the milestones? What brought you to this? Like, what brought you here? Where are we going? Well, where do you see this going with all the robotics and the data centers for First Phosphate?
No, thank you, Albert. Look, we've seen it since the beginning, right? And we've seen there's also what I call the Achilles heel of all of this. So we saw since the beginning that, LFP battery is going to be the battery of choice. And we're not talking EVs anymore. We're talking, like you said, data centers. All of the electricity that goes in and out of the data centers has to be regulated and stored. And all that happens on LFP battery. Same thing with robots. They all need batteries to function. The robots got to be made cheap. They go after, and they got to be made safe. So they're going after LFP batteries. The same thing happens with energy storage. Like the amount of energy storage that's going to be required out there is absolutely mind-boggling. Like you even look at something like Hydro-Quebec with all the hydro problems that they have. The only way to fix those problems is to be able to store the energy when you have too much of it, and then to replenish your grid when you don't have enough of it. All that's batteries, those really big batteries. And even, like in the home, we do that on a small scale in the home, right? People used to have these generators. They used to function on natural gas. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. People have these batteries, and these batteries take energy to the grid from the grid when it's low cost at night, for instance. They store it, and then they redispense it when you need it, whether there's a power outage or whether there's an ability to use it in the day and not pay the same high daily rates. Or whether there's a need to bring down, some of solar energy that people might be bringing into their homes on their own. So it's all going to batteries. We knew this since the beginning, and it's all going to batteries, and it's all going to LFP batteries. But like I was saying, there's one Achilles heel to all of this. And you know what it is? All of these batteries are made in China. So China, when they come out and they threaten, the West, and they threaten Trump, what do they say? Hey, no more, no more rare earths for you.
Yeah.
No more computer chips for you. And what else have they said? They said no more LFP technology, no more LFP for you. So they realize that. We don't even realize it yet. We think it's a war over rare earths and computer chips. But they're also saying the war is really about LFP technology because it's all batteries. We're going to pull back all those batteries. And the capital markets are finally starting to realize that with First Phosphate, right? Everybody's
Wow.
was going nuts about rare earths. Everyone's going nuts about
Yeah.
computer chips. If you see those stocks, they all took off when China did that, but they've all pulled back. Now that
Yes.
since Trump got the 1 year truth, it's all pulled back. But look at First Phosphate. It just keeps going.
Yeah. First
Everybody knows
Phosphate.
that.
Yeah, it's definitely on a tear. I mean, naturally, the whole market is shaking right now, and it's normal. But First Phosphate's definitely on a tear. I mean, it's true what you're saying. It always goes back to the same thing. Critical minerals. What do they do? 2020, China were stopping critical minerals, all minerals, anything that they can do in order to like hold back any kind of progress that we can make, or go in a direction, or just be able to like negotiate and have a stranglehold. And here we go again. So I like what First Phosphate is bringing to the table.
Well, we're bringing this, right? We're bringing the ability to make these batteries, these LFP batteries here at home. This is really important here, Albert, and hopefully you can put up the six steps that we did to do this. These LFP was first created in North America, and by the way, Quebec was involved, Université de Montréal, also the University of Texas, and a French institute was involved, Hydro-Quebec, in commercializing LFP technology. Within about a year, this is about 2001, 2002, the technology was lost to China, and it hasn't come back since. So we haven't made any LFP batteries in North America since then. These are the first LFP batteries made in about 25 years, by yours truly, right up here, First Phosphate, right?
Wow.
We made these from full North American critical minerals. What do these have? They have the phosphate from Beijing-Lamarche property. They have the iron as well from the Beijing-Lamarche property. They have lithium from Century Lithium in Nevada, and they have graphite from our friends at Nouveau Monde Graphite in Montreal. So all of these elements here, 3 out of 4 from Quebec, 2 out of 4 from the First Phosphate, um, were made. This whole battery made from North American critical minerals, the first time in 25 years. That's a huge accomplishment. Huge.
Absolutely.
It's like saying, in the rare earth space is like, hey, we'll be able to mine these rare earths and we're able to refine them in here. We've made this, this part for an automobile, this part for a windmill. With this process, no one's able to do that, but we're able to do this. First Phosphate has done this with all of North American critical minerals. That's why First Phosphate, the thesis behind it, we've been loyal to it since the beginning. Like you said, we've been at it for 3 years. We built it when nobody cared about it, when nobody wanted to know about it, when everybody thought the world was over, electrification was over. We built it because we knew that one day they would want it, and they would want it in spades, and that time has come. And like you said, with the dystopian future of robotics,
Absolutely.
the big one too has been this onshoring, all the automation, the onshoring in North America that requires all batteries, and all this energy storage, all this data center stuff. AI, it's all going to be on LFP batteries, and that's our fundamental Achilles heel, is that these batteries are not made here. We're dependent on somebody else to make them, and we're probably the only company, as far as I know, in North America that's been able to do this, make LFP batteries here in North America. So we are the leaders, and we go from mine all the way to market. Think about that. I mean, what is that
That's
worth?
Yeah,
Like
no,
we're
that's
sitting on a
crazy.
treasure chest here at First Phosphate. And it's been our hard work of our team, and thanks to you, Albert. I know you've been one of the early investors,
Yes.
and you've been involved since the very beginning. You haven't
Yeah.
sold a share. You told me, I believe you.
Yes.
And you know, look at where we are now,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's just getting started. People are just starting to understand the theme of it right now.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, people are definitely they're when the ones that were just looking before. Well, I think that they jumped on board, and we can see that with the shares that went up. And of course, the people that are already in, they're very excited about this. And what I really like about what you've said out of all of this is how you're bringing, you know, people to the table that are local, like Nouveau Monde Graphite and stuff like that. This is very interesting because you're building something at home using other people from the area, from North America, and you're sending a strong message because it's. I mean, definitely governments are going to be looking at you, and if you start building all these kind of things, then there are other players are going to be like, "Wow, look at what these guys have been able to do." I think you've touched up on so many different things, but I mean, how can you add more to that? But if you're talking to shareholders or potential shareholders, I mean, you've already said so much. And if people already haven't just bought in just by what you've said already, what can you say out there? What are the next steps? What are you looking to do? And I'm sure you're going to PDAC. Maybe just touch up on that. Um, Go ahead. I'll just leave it to you, John.
Yeah, I know. So that's great, Albert. So our next steps are, obviously, we're getting through our we're finishing our drilling at the mine site. We just launched a 30,000-meter drill program. We raised about $20 million over the last 6 months. We're doing a 30,000-meter drill program. You know what that is? That's like the biggest drill program probably in Quebec or Canada going on right now. And that's just to finish up our mine really quickly, get down to our block model, see exactly what the resource is, define it all, and then from there to move into a feasibility study early next year and have a feasibility study done by the end of 2026. That's what we're timing. It's very aggressive. We're going to do our best, and we're going to try and be into permits by early to mid 2027. And we're looking to have a producing mine by 2029 to supply the offtakes that we have with Europe for
Wow.
the phosphate concentrate and the phosphoric acid, and also to get our own phosphoric acid plant going at the Port of Saguenay, something that we just signed with the Port of Saguenay as well. We got the best industrial space at the entire Port of Saguenay. And as you know, now they're talking about moving the Ring of Fire materials from Ontario across
Yes.
northern Quebec, northern Ontario to get
Yeah.
through Port Saguenay. We're going to have the best spot at the port, putting lots of infrastructure in there. May they build all the infrastructure that we need and then some at the Port of Saguenay. So First Phosphate is just sitting in such a really clean position. Anybody who just takes the time to really analyze it, just things could not be better.
I absolutely agree with you. Well, John, thanks for being back on Between Plays, and thanks for being the first after a horrible time that we had here at the studio because of the floods that happened on August 9th of 2024. And I'm so happy that you were here. I'm happy that you're the first to be able to do an interview. And I'm looking forward to all the interviews that come. And thank you so much for being on Between Plays. Hope to see you again very soon.
Yeah, and please look at the video, man. I'm going to start calling you the El Toro Loco.
I might have to do something about
It
that.
looks great. There's you, and then there's the other Toro on the top. You're the double Toro
The,
Loco.
the double Toro
The bull is
Loco.
back.
I didn't
The
even, I
bull
know,
is
and I
back.
didn't do that. I had no idea. I didn't do it on purpose. You just
It's
noticed
awesome.
it.
You
All
look
right.
great.
Thanks a lot, John. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Albert. Talk
All
to you
right.
soon. Really appreciate it. Take care. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye.